The Diddler is catching zero breaks right now. Because baby, Terrance Howard just lit the match and set the whole place on fire with the nasty bombshells he dropped. And he dragged Brey-shere into it too. But hold up, it gets even messier because it's not just them. Oh no. Turns out, there were a whole lineup of young black men being treated like toys at Diddy's freak parties. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the mess. Terrence just sat down with PDB for what started out as a chill interview, you know, normal vibes. But then, Terrence started venting like that uncle at the barbecue after 2 Hennies. And baby, he was not holding back. When they asked why so many celebrities crash and burn, Terrence didn't sugarcoat a thing. He said it plain and clear, this industry chews you up and spits you out. And he wasn't just throwing words around, he was speaking from real, raw, painful experience. Terrence opened up about the deep emotional scars that creatives carry, scars that fame and awards can't even begin to heal.
You're going through so much to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're gonna go too far, you know?
And then, whew, he hit us with that deep pain. The kind that doesn't come from missing out on a role, but from watching your soul get crushed for a slice of fame. He even brought up the tragic losses of legends like Philip Seymour Hoffman and Heath Ledger, men who, despite all the trophies and red carpets, had to suffer in silence just to survive Hollywood's darkness.
Philip, who knows what Heath had to do in order to get to where he was at. There's a lot of things that people...
But then, Terrence dropped a line that left everybody shook. He talked about losing your man card, and honey, he wasn't talking that tired alpha male nonsense. No, this was about something deeper, about losing your dignity, your soul.
Or some alpha male BS. He talking about that whole
sitting and they can't get over it, and they got to keep getting high hoping to get it out of their head, you know. But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card.
And out of nowhere, bam! Terrence name-dropped Diddy. And baby, when Diddy's name gets mentioned these days, you know it's about to get scandalous. Terrence started explaining how a lot of people who played around at Diddy's infamous parties never thought it would catch up to them, until it did. And now, they're paying the price for those nights under Diddy's twisted spotlight.
I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never gonna be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You don't have a greater desire than being a man.
And then Terrence told his own chilling story. Apparently, Diddy once asked Terrence to help coach him on acting. Terrence, being the generous soul he is, was like, cool, let's get it. But when he showed up, no script, no lines, just Diddy sitting there, staring at him. Weird, creepy vibes everywhere. And it didn't stop there. Later, Diddy asked Terrence to show him his music. But guess what? Same weird vibes, no genuine interest. Then Diddy's assistant hit Terrence up again, trying to convince him to come back and hang. And that's when Terrence's own assistant dropped the truth bomb. Yo, Diddy's not looking for acting lessons. He's looking for something else. The second Terrence heard that, baby, he connected all the dots real quick and did what any man with dignity would do. He bounced.
He invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, you know, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody.
Now say what you want, but that doesn't sound like any acting lesson I've ever heard of. That sounds like a casting couch situation, but make it VIP. And it gets even heavier. Terrence said he wasn't the only one they tried this on, just one of the few who had the strength to say no. He exposed how certain powerful producers would cross disgusting lines, and how he threatened to physically defend himself if anyone tried him like that.
And how he threatened to knock the heads of anyone who wanted to move in that way on him.
Coming to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction.
And refusing that twisted game, it cost him everything. Hollywood? Oh, they don't like when you say no to the wrong people. After Terrence stood up for himself, suddenly the roles dried up. The phone stopped ringing. The invites disappeared. But Terrence didn't fold. He said straight up, he's not bending over for anybody, not selling his dignity, and not playing gay roles just to stay relevant, because his manhood, his soul, is not for sale.
Or play gay roles because he values his man card, and no business is worth compromising it.
Businesses, because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that because the man card means everything.
Now, yeah, that might ruffle some feathers. People got different views, but this wasn't about homophobia. This was about staying true to himself. Nobody, and I mean nobody, expected Terrence to drop these receipts. But let's be real, this isn't even the craziest story involving Diddy lately. And the saddest part? Terrence said he wasn't the only victim. Far from it. There were dozens, maybe hundreds, of young black men chewed up and thrown away like disposable playthings at those freak parties. And one name that popped up? Brey-shere Gray. Yeah, the dude who played Hakeem Lyon on Empire. Terrence tried to help him, but the system already had him locked down. 1 minute Brey-shere was on top of the world, and the next, spiraling into ruin, forced to do degrading work just to survive. It's heartbreaking.
It's just what's bothering me is that being a celebrity sometimes comes with, like, everybody wants to be successful in a celebrity and stuff like that, but it comes with, you know, sometimes, and, you know, that's the only thing that I hate about it.
And guess what? Jaguar Wright, the queen of spilling Hollywood's dirty secrets, had already warned us about Brey-shere's story. Jaguar didn't just point at Diddy, she dragged Will Smith into it too. According to Jaguar, Brey-shere wasn't just manipulated, he was soul-snatched. She claimed it happened in front of Jaden Smith and Justin Combs. And even worse, the whole thing was allegedly caught on tape.
They trying to sell him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present that tape.
Jaguar wasn't playing games either. She blasted everybody. Diddy, Will, Brey-shere's own mom. She accused Brey-shere's mother of selling her son's soul for a trashy book deal that flopped harder than a bad Netflix pilot.
I'ma kick you in your in and I'ma go to work North Philly style. And Charlie, you happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell!
Jaguar even said that Brey-shere's mom let Will Smith do what he wanted to him, while his own manager allegedly kept him pumped full of drugs to keep him compliant. Jaguar painted a nightmare scene, a young boy betrayed by everyone around him, tossed to predators like he was nothing more than entertainment.
That came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get to help her get out of California into Chicago State to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a dealer's whore.
And let me tell you, the public has thoughts. One commenter said, "I agree with Terrance Howard. He needs to keep telling his truth." Another said, "His body was used by powerful men." And another added, "First they call you crazy, then the truth comes out. I believe Jaguar." But what do you think? Did Diddy really make a pass at Terrence? Was Diddy and Will responsible for the tragic downfall of Brey-shere Gray? Let us know down in the comments. And trust me, you're gonna want to check out this next video, because honey, it's just as wild.